Welcome to Your Story, brought to you today by the Public Speakers Association. I'm so excited to introduce to you our amazing guest star, Ms. Rosemarie Barnes. Now, she's an international speaker, best-selling author, executive presentation trainer, multiple degrees in multiple universities, and world-class certified speaking coach. So, no further ado, Ms. Rosemarie Barnes.
Hello, hello, and thank you for having me on your show, Tanya. Always a thrill to speak with you and your guests. Rosemarie's story, oh my goodness, where do we begin? Well, let's begin at birth. I was born to children of the Great Depression and all of those things that brings. They were so poor, they didn't know how miserable they were, and neither did we as their children. However, because they refused to be indebted to anyone, hence the Great Depression reference, they also had to keep secrets because their parents were forced out of Ukraine because of the genocide. So, shh, 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 don't tell anyone what you've got. Shh, don't be noticed. Shh, don't be heard. In order to help them make payments, etc., they rented out every available space of a 700 square foot wartime home. They rented out the entire top floor. We lived on the main floor, and they rented out half the basement. The main floor had 2 bedrooms. They even rented out the second bedroom. I have no recollection of where we slept, but I know that it was wonderful. It was great. It was fantastic, except for, shh, don't disturb the people. Shh, everything we say in the house is quiet. Shh, don't let anyone know what goes on here. When I was brutally bullied in junior high, to the point where my family was bullied as well, their house was destroyed, all that kind of thing, I really learned, shh, don't be seen, don't be noticed. That doesn't work very well, especially with my personality. So in high school, I discovered the world of the stage, drama, theater. It was fantastic because it was so easy to be someone else. There were no secrets. It was all in the script. I didn't have to worry about who I was. I could be someone else. I was so busy having a great time, I didn't notice what anybody else was doing, and I didn't care what anyone else was doing. I had found a place to give voice to anything. Please, just let me be heard. Shh, don't tell. Was still alive and well at home. After that first degree, I got married and vowed that was not going to be the way for my children. You know, parents have to always make it better for their kids. So, using the dance and music instruction that I had received when I was young, it was just another way to communicate. When I got into business, after I was married and all that kind of thing, I took a job at a printing house, but a printing house with a bit of a difference. They also created educational materials. So I learned about typesetting, and I learned about graphic artistry, and I learned about business communications between the owners and their clients. I also learned what it was to be disrespected when I discovered that although I was their first employee, I was also the lowest paid. Communication has its flaws. So I went off and I took another job, this time at Athabasca University, which was Canada's first distance learning post-secondary institution. I took a job as a receptionist because we were broke. So I took a job as a receptionist and I was bored silly. Very quickly, I started creating possibilities of the things I could do at the university, and within a very short amount of time, I created a purchasing department and became the purchasing manager with staff and reported to governing council and boardrooms. It was probably one of the greatest learning experiences of my life, because now here I was responsible for budgets for all the university, but I had to sell them on allowing me, the purchasing department, and my staff to take over what was independent purchasing. They weren't very happy about that. So my goodness, did I have to learn the art of business speak, of turning things to your benefit, of creating ways for me to give them information that would land on their ears for them to show them the benefits. It wasn't so much sales training, really, as it was persuasion training. And I learned that the tone of your voice and the way that you stand and all those other things, which when combined with my theater training from my first degree and my singing training from my second degree, and then my third degree after was education. So what does that all wrap up to? It means that I could speak in a theater, in a boardroom, in a classroom, to young children, medium children, all grown up, senior people. I could speak to all of them, and I didn't have to be quiet anymore. And it was great to be heard, and it was great to be seen. Then I realized that other people, for their own reasons, lived in a world of, shh, don't be noticed, don't be seen, don't be heard. And for most of them, it was the fear that kept them from speaking out. I never, ever, ever suffered from fear of public speaking. But the vast majority of people in the world would rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy at a funeral. It is a horrific fear. I spent most of my time teaching theater, music, English. I spent most of my time building confidence more than anything else. So when I moved away from that province to another and had an opportunity to start anew, Confidence Stages, my company, was born. Now, here's the thing of it. It was intended originally as an opportunity to teach people the skills of confidence because it is learnable. Here was the flaw in my magnificent theory. People who lack confidence don't go up and sign up for confidence classes. They just don't. So, well, that had to morph a little bit. At any rate, Confidence Stages now features me as a keynote speaker and me as a certified speaking coach. And the one thing that I bring to my coaching practice is how to use the voice. Speaking training is vital. If you're in business, you had better know how to speak in public, internally, externally. Communication is everything in the business world. One of the tools that is most forgotten is this one. How to use your words properly, how to use the words that the listeners need to hear in order to understand, how to fluctuate the voice to increase interest and affect how much you retain. Thus it is that Confidence Stages became what it is today, which is a platform for me as a keynote speaker, a place from which to launch my books, a place from which to help others reach their potential through what they say, how they say it, and to whom they say it. That's my story, along that all the juicy bits left out to protect the innocent. Confidence Stages, the tagline that I've recently rebranded to is speak to engage, speak to succeed. You cannot win by staying quiet. You cannot win by not being seen. I teach people how to do that. And I turn entrepreneurs into corporate entities. And it is wonderful to see people blossom and be able to speak. I would love to offer something to your listeners, if I may. I have a fabulous 15 of the top presentation tips that I've compiled after working with all manner of speaking trainers and individuals and business people. And I would love to offer that to your guests. It's all you need to do to get here it is. Here's what it looks like. It's a fabulous thing. And I would love to send it to you. Just contact me at rbarnes, BARNES, @confidentstages.com, and I will happily just send it out to you immediately when I get it. Alternately, if you wanted to have a look at my website, www.confidentstages.com, I would love to help everyone that you know, everyone I know, everyone the world knows, be able to speak authentically and with persuasive power.